Wow, man.
Okay, hold on one sec.
Wow, man.
Hey, Ma, do you know what bursts my bubble?
What?
When people don't realize Lady Gaga, for example, has a sensationalistic gimmick. I've talked to people and they believe like Lady Gaga is really eccentric. She wears weird outfits. They believe that's her, the person. That's not her, the person. She's playing a character to make herself get attention, you know?
That's funny. I thought she was weird too. So I guess I was wrong. I guess she is normal when she's not Lady Gaga?
Yeah, I'm sure she... I don't know Lady Gaga, the person, obviously. But I'm assuming in ordinary life she's relatively normal. Maybe she's a little quirky, maybe she's a little... But she's an artist. She's playing a character for...
The film, yeah.
For the film.
Now what about like Madonna and
I mean anything you see on the TV, it's an image begging for your dollar. If Lady Gaga is like, oh hi, I'm Lady, you remember that Lady Gaga shirt that I had with she looked like this conservative girl that came from like a conservative strict family.
Yeah.
They say Lady Gaga actually got severely bullied when she was a child too.
Did she?
She really did. That's no wild man craziness. That she really got severely bullied.
Well, it's funny, we watched on...
And I think a lot of people who get severely bullied, just want to express their frustration with that. You know what I mean?
Or express themselves and be heard.
I don't know. I might have made that up. It might not be the case. But changing gears. Do you know what else bursts my bubble?
What's that?
When people are sitting there on their cell phone when you're trying to sit at dinner and they're like, oh, it's like, if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. Don't be on the cell phone the entire time.
I agree 100% with that. And
I had friends who it would seem like never wanted to be around me. They always wanted to be somewhere else, doing something else. And it's like, if you don't want to be around me, if you don't want to be my friend, just leave. You know what I mean? If you're hanging out with me, I mean, you should be present. Don't. And that's frustrating, you know?
We watched a gimmick with Larry the Cable Guy, who was a comedian, and he's getting older, and the audience was not getting his jokes, and it was painful because he said, I guess I should start the bus up, because like he kept delivering joke after joke, and the audience wasn't laughing and they were just sitting there. I mean, even if you don't like it, clap, don't just sit there. That bothers me.
Like I know there's comedian Jim Norton, and he's like, if he says something and nobody laughs, he's like, oh, that's a dud, and it's cringy, it's painful.
It's painful
because you're trying to make the audience laugh, and but what they say, if you have a bomb, like Jim Norton calls it, which is a joke that fails, what you have to do is you just got to keep moving. That's the best way to deal with failure. Don't be like, oh no, I failed, and dwell on it. You have to
it's in your head then.
You have to dust yourself off and just keep going on with the jokes.
That's what he did, and then he got some recovery, but the audience was just not into him. You could just tell, or his other partner.
Personally, who's his other partner?
Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy, you might be a redneck. Honestly, I'm not really into the blue-collar comedy.
Yeah, but the people who came to see the show knew what it was going to be about, but the audience just was not into them.
Yeah. I think a lot of them are hacks and they're overrated as comedians, but
I think that.
But they can have like
they've had a long career, 30 years.
They can have legitimately funny jokes. I heard one where Jeff Foxworthy was saying how kidney stones are more painful than childbirth, and it legitimately made me laugh. Like he was saying, you want. A woman she wants to have a baby after having experienced that. I've experienced doing a kidney stone. I'll never want to do that again. Yeah. And I heard that. I'm like, wow, that's really funny. So a lot of to be a comedian, you have to have a good sense of humor, and you have to be a funny personality, but...
and your material has to change from year to year because...
You have to evolve as an artist.
Yeah.
Like Chris Jericho, for example. If you looked at Chris Jericho in WCW, if you looked at Chris Jericho in 1999, he evolved with the times. He constantly was changing as an artist, as a performer. And you just got to keep evolving and keep evolving. If you don't change, you become who's an artist that's just playing the same stuff over.
Like Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, and Andrew Dice Clay. He's horrible. He's playing this. He needs to evolve. And you know what? I was listening to Andrew Dice Clay on this Opie and Anthony show. Okay, and it's like real talk. They're behaving like real people. And he's in this character like, hey, I'm Andrew Dice Clay. It's like, you shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even be on the show.
Right. It was good when
it was cringy. It's like, talk like your normal self. Be your normal self. Don't put on this character when everybody's having normal talk. You know what I mean?
It's hard though, because if you got famous with the gimmick, if you come out.
But the reason I liked Opie and Anthony was because it was like a real show, and it's like, if you're on a real show, shed the gimmick. Be your true self. You know what I mean? Don't be like, hey, I'm Andrew Dice Clay. Ooh, I don't like the you know what I mean? It's just like, be yourself. Don't play a gimmick. I mean, obviously, a lot of my videos I'm playing a character, but if you're having real talk, don't play a gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do.
And actually, I'm sure Opie and Anthony was partially a gimmick too. But like, their gimmick was that they're a real show, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm sure in ordinary life they're not behaving like they behave on the show.
Like Howard Stern's radio show. Howard Stern was always over the top, but when
like the radio shows are over the top, but it's based on it's not being phony. You know what I mean?
Well, Robin Williams. I mean, he was over the top all the time, so it didn't matter whether he was on a talk show or he talked normal for a minute, but then he'd throw a punchline. He couldn't help himself.
Yeah, I was talking to some women on Match.com, and they were like, wow, it sounds like you have an announcer's voice. Another one said, you have a lot of energy for you know, and it's like, they were pretty much saying that, you know, I have a lot of energy, I have an announcer type voice. So in a lot of ways, I mean, I'm not like Robin Williams, but in some ways, I have a personality like that, you know?
Got to channel it, and you got to find your audience.
Exactly. That is
what it is.
What it is. I thought this one was really good. It was kind of like a radio show, right? Right. This one was kind of like a radio show. Like me and you should have our own talk show. Mama and the Wild Man.